and make you everything I can.
Uh-oh. The video went out. Something happened.
Oh, yeah,
No.
are we paused?
No, we shouldn't be.
It's back.
Oh, it's
Pat says it's
back.
back.
That was some weird Twitch thing. There's nothing wrong on our end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Go on, Keith.
You have always been a better businessman than me. You have helped me grow to be able to afford this. So you going out, that's your next step. And I will support you in that any way I can.
I owe my whole life to you. Greater a debt there has never been.
With that, I grabbed David and bring him in close to me in an embracing hug.
You know, it's nothing more than the strength that he would normally apply, but you feel that extra little bit. He's being easy with you, but even in this, you feel the pain. And as you look at him, you see little black beetles crawling up his skin, going inside his shirt. You look up, you see them coming out of his ears. Roll D20.
David sees this?
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 4.
Do I see this? Oh, no.
What do you do?
I mean, I'm very weak, and I imagine Rashid's strong grasp, but he will try and push off from him.
You feel David stiffen and push against your chest.
Do you have an infestation? What's going on? Are you okay? Your eyes! And he'll reach up to your head and try and push on your face to try and get the beetles out of the way.
Do we see this?
As you look over, you see David's brushing against the perfectly clean face of Rashid.
No, but there's nothing there.
What's
David.
going
What
on?
is wrong, David?
There's beetles on your face.
No,
You can't feel them.
There's nothing there.
No.
It's okay.
He's gonna like rub his eyes to try and see if he can
Dave.
make them go away.
You look up, there's nothing there. What was that? You saw nothing.
Things are getting worse.
You need to hurry, lad, to get this antivenom.
I do.
How much do we have so far?
7:30.
We need to get back to well-equipped and find some milk. I need to drink this, what Fauna gave me.
Okay.
Okay. Right next door.
I'm so sorry that we can't stay longer.
Just come back before you go.
I will be back.
As you turn to walk out, you see Rashid's eyes, they're hard as agate, staring out. It's on his face as though were the man here responsible, he would split his skull with his bare hands. And yet, beyond all this emotion, the tense jaw, the trembling, it is that when you finally begin to turn, unbidden and without ability to stop, you see one large tear finally escape its confines and slide down his cheek as you walk into the snow.
Roger.
What are the two of you doing?
Okay, so I think I'm trying to remember the setup of the street. Would we be going by?
So as you're moving down the main, so you've turned around, you've come back from the Merchant's Quarter, you go back past Well-Equipped.
Yeah.
If you're headed toward Pence for Pages, the Salty Dog would be off the street to your left, and Woven Fates would be before you reach Pence for Pages.
Okay, I think Dahlia will stop a little bit before Woven Fates, and it's just like, yeah, they're first, and it, as though she's like, can avoid that one for a little bit longer. Ram, have you met Athaldra?
I've shopped there once or twice.
Oh, wonderful.
Picked up some new clothes for my trunk.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. I tried to buy clothes here once, and then walks inside.
Yeah, that's gonna get a confused glance, I think, for sure.
Okay. Well, actually, as you walk up before you get inside, You're approaching the woven fates, and you see the big tapestries that always hang outside, and they're hanging there, little bits of snow collecting on the edges of them, giving them these beautiful white dots on the rich tapestry. And you see two children come bursting out of the woven fates, one little red-headed boy and a dark-haired girl, and they stop and they stand in the middle of the street, bare feet in the snow, and the one looks and says, "I'm gonna tell Ma you need to get it fixed." "Nuh-uh, cause I'll say again, you're lying and she'll believe me." And she'll just ask, "Feldra." They look over at you like you're in a break. "Who are you?"
What are you two fighting about?
82 copper and what he did.
Are you being nice?
They look at you. They see there's still caked and dried blood on you, and like it's just,
I'm gonna clean that up.
you didn't say so.
She mended my shirt.
I'm teasing.
I would have cleaned her up.
I mean, the edges of your
Night.
shirt might be a little red.
Yeah.
though.
Oh yeah. It's a white shirt.
It's mended,
Yeah,
but
okay.
it's definitely still a bit pink.
It's
Yes,
pink.
yes. They look at like you're this strange woman towering. Like they look over at you. Mom! They turn. They start running down the street.
Be nice. Then I'll start heading.
All right, as you walk inside the Woven Fates, you see the store is lit from sunlight that is wan, kind of wafting through the windows with the light that makes its way through the clouds. The upper part of the shop, you see there are racks with pre-made clothing of various sorts, all scattered about. A shelf with a display of trinkets of various sorts that Aihrde sells is set out, and you see there are several young like different crafts and whistles, and you see a place where potions would go, things that your mother would have sold would go here as well. Behind the L-shaped counter, you see a work table is laid out with a skirt of a blue dress that's set on it, and Aihrde is partway through sewing ruffles onto the dress. The needle and the thread are sitting in a small dish next to it. Aihrde herself stands with her statuesque posture behind the counter, ledger open, carefully winding up a spool of white thread. As you walk in the shop, her eyes lift. She smiles at you, sees Dahlia and Ram, and she arches a brow and says,
Are you muted? Are you
Might be muted. I feel like we're doing like a weird seance.
We summon
Ouija
here
board.
the
You're in
spirit
the-
of
you're in the-
Aihrde.
I wasn't going to take a break, but let's go ahead and let's take a
Yeah,
quick,
perfect.
like a 2-3 minute break, because we have a lot more. Wow, we did. So we had a problem, didn't we? Because I saw our viewership like dropped. We must have had a lot of people that thought
Yeah.
we were offline, and that was a Twitch thing. Nothing happened here on the Blue Box side. Our stream was up constantly. There were no warning messages.
Might
there
also
was
just be wrong
there
numbers.
was nothing. So it must have just been a Twitch issue. I think somebody said they had to refresh and everything came back.
Refresh mine.
Yeah, it's showing. Yeah, so that's weird. So that's definitely a Twitch thing, because we had no messages here, no warning. Everything stayed smooth on this side. So that's it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Are we here?
Yes.
Yes.
So Aihrde looks up at you and
Yes,
says,
Welcome. Come in. Ram, that. You look good. Come in. Come in.
I think because Dahlia hasn't seen Aihrde
No.
since, and so I think like Dahlia's just like, thank you for the formality, and we'll kind of just like start walking towards Aihrde as though she's been here 1,000 billion times, and just kind of go to hug them.
And Felder will come out from behind the counter and offer their arms out for a hug.
Oh, yeah. I think Dahlia will kind of almost pick them up, but not like much off the ground. Just like till toes are kind of reached up, and we'll kind of whisper and say,
Large.
I did, and I'll put them back down and just kind of say, I tried to come visit earlier, and that didn't go particularly well.
That's all right.
But better to be here now than anything else.
Is that dried blood?
Yes.
All right. I did get your letter. And I was going to offer space, and I gesture to the shelf. I was going to offer you space on the shelf, but you seem to have done well without it.
I did okay without it. Maybe we'll have some other things to throw up for sale that are actually worth any amount of money. Unfortunately, the goods that I had way back when were not worth too much.
Good to know.
But-
I'd heard rumors. All redheaded elf hanging out with David Preston, and then Mila was back, and I assumed that was you.
Yeah. It is. I lost a little bit of hair since then, but, we make do. I think it's a good look. I don't know, you tell me.
It looks certainly well.
Oh, thank you. I wish... Oh, what?
Go ahead.
I was going to ask if you need any clothing or something, or did you just come to say hello?
I wish it was that pleasant of a conversation to have. And I think Dahlia kind of like, if there's space on a counter, would kind of like, almost with the posture of Dahlia's younger self, like kind of pop herself up onto it and just kind of sit looking small for a moment. Legs sort of dangling off the side of the counter. Aihrde, we're in trouble.
How?
It's bad.
How bad? Not much
David-
I can do. I know certain people. I can summon up full favors. A lot of people owe me favors. I can perhaps arrange something.
David might die.
David might die.
You see her face look stricken.
But he was here after Gretchen died.
He got poisoned.
What is it?
Bad.
Did you keep on up?
Yeah, they did. It's beyond that.
All right.
The only antidote that we have access to is behind a wall of money.
Oh. Well, do you know who? I suppose it doesn't matter who, but
I would tell you everything I could if I didn't think it could potentially hurt you.
yes, I've survived in the city long enough. I know when to keep my mouth shut, but
I think I kind of like pull my like shoulder back, and you can see that my clavicle's like very clearly just like there is a tooth mark in it, and it's just like he's attached to some gnarly types.
fighting ring of some sort, I would guess. Yes. One of those no rules types.
It almost scares me how well you know me.
She's watching you all the time.
And what a fight it was.
I mean, that's how you get bitten on the shoulder.
Well, there's lots of ways to get bit. And like Dahlia kind of like cross it, and then it's like
And then
no.
you see
That problem.
and you see with like a self-consciousness I'm sorry. With a self-consciousness, Dahlia is holding a painting beneath a sheet, and she kind of pulls it to the side when she says that.
Yeah, definitely like behind the leg kind of thing. Just like that's not important. It's not important.
That's never mind. You said you needed money. Ram. Hello. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
And you've bought a few garments from
Yes.
her in disguises, yes.
I
Perhaps even a dress or two, to be honest.
probably. Go. Would you mind a small favor? Go and watch the door.
Of
If
course.
there's any customers, can you tell them that we'll need a minute, and then we can arrange from there.
Naturally. And I'll go.
I think
stand
I'll
outside.
I'll like throw my sword over
I
your shoulder
am
and I'm
going
like,
to give you a look.
what?
Just
Do you
like
know why? Do you
as
Cameron, know why?
as she says that to me, I give a last look around the room, shoot you just a very piercing look, and then walk out of the room. Just go stand outside.
You said David got poisoned,
I did.
and Ram saw Click get poisoned.
Well, but I'm talking to Etheldra.
You are.
You are.
Might not
That's
know
right.
that either, but it's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
I was talking to the person I was supposed to talk to.
Go ahead, Lee.
Hop down off the counter for a moment.
Oh, hop down off the counter. I think like I look a little sheepish for a second. I'm like, I didn't even realize I was doing that.
Pull a box out from under and sets it on the counter. And you can- I will not open that. Alright. I have some gold stashed. I can't get to it. I'm looking to the dress and to the back room. And alright, how much? Let's see what we have. And I'm gonna start, and Zelda will start pulling out gold pieces from this. Alright.
I think Dahlia's like looking at this and is seeing probably the most amount of money she's ever physically seen in her life. And it's just like, in a world for her in which nothing comes for free, the idea of this even being counted up for them feels, I think, maybe shocking. And I think she's just kind of like watching with puzzlement as she just kind of watches this happen.
I can learn. Well, we'll talk about repayment later. First, don't let David die. Right? Sort out repayment later. I have. Everyone owes me money. It's fine. And I can sell it off a couple of the. There's no worries about
We're
repayment.
planning on going
I'm not
north.
letting David die.
I won't.
So, okay, I have 128 gold. Plus, so take that.
Okay.
And then the silver, let's see. Silver, that's 75 silver. And then 50 copper, which makes 76 silver. And then that's 7 gold, so 128 plus 7. The rest of it's in copper, and she'll start counting out like stacks of copper. Alright, that's another. I think it tallies up to about 200. A lot of it's in copper, but it's money is money, I'm sure.
Bags.
Yeah, you gotta get some
I'm holding a nasty painting and a lot of money. and that's my Sunday, folks. That's what I do every week. I think as you see that and just like the flippant nature of like everybody owes money, Dahlia kind of like will put the heel of her palm, calloused as it is, to like wipe kind of tears away, and we're going north soon. I think it might be good for us to be away for a little bit. It's a little hot here.
I can imagine. Here, let me.
But if there's anything we can sell or
Yes, and they'll
trade,
kind
we
of
can foster.
First, get a bag and get all of this massive sack, mostly copper, and you. Take this. And that should be 200. I can get 300 more gold tomorrow. I have to. It's a complicated process. I have to pull it out, and I might need to sell off a few things. So if there's not enough there, and you can't scrounge up more, how much is the debt? Because I can get 300 more, and then that would give you 500. And I think Fauna would. I'm sure she'd lend you a few hundred. She and David. We all look out for David before. And then, so that's that. And then, take this first. As for, you said you're going north?
Yes.
Okay, here. Send you with these. And they'll reach behind the counter and start pulling up these bottles of wine.
Oh.
My brother sent me with a crate of them. Apparently they're very valuable. I usually just burst them out on special occasions, but I've never actually tried to sell one, but, not Gretchen, that you knew, a different Gretchen. Her son-in-law, I brought him a bottle. as a hostess present from his wife, Gretchen's daughter, other Gretchen's grandmother. Not important. Point being, apparently,
go ahead, Felder.
I was just going to say, apparently it's worth a lot of money. So if you sell these and bring back whatever you make off them, and then the 200 is just a fee for the transaction.
Okay.
And if you need more money, I can get 300 more, and then probably I can pull in favors for more than that if you need
I mean,
more.
I think Dahlia, a person who is often tangled up in their own pride like vines of a tree, it looks at them in that Fey bit is almost gone, and it's. I think the mortality of her shines out for a moment, and she just goes, "We might need that. If we don't, we won't take it. But
Okay.
you may see me tomorrow.
Tomorrow if you need it, and I'll have it ready.
I'll come by with the rest too."
Okay. And do be careful. I'm getting tangled up in this mess. Be careful who you deal with. I can pull favors. I know some people who know people. I'm sure. Just be careful.
And you can see there's a frustration. Like her delicate hands, they almost it's almost like she's knitting thin air as a habit when frustrated by something. And you get the sense that Aihrde desperately wishes they could do more.
This is amazing. I feel lucky in a way I never have to have someone like you.
What I can do.
Y'all make me cry.
And they'll kind of reach up and kind of rub her hand along Dahlia, just with the tears. Careful, right?
I will be.
Don't let David die.
I won't.
Please.
And I think I like take them into a big hug and just kind of like, almost as though words won't do anymore.
Yeah.
You embrace. And as you, what did I miss?
Garrett's notes have been adjusted.
Oh.
There's been conversation, Pat.
Okay. So
We'll talk in the alley.
with the final embrace, as you turn to leave the Woven Fates, you look over your shoulder one last time, and Aihrde looks over at you and says,
Take care. Please.
and with this
I will.
simple admonition of concern, she goes back to the ledger that she was working on. We come back to now the three of you.
Y'all.
As you leave,
We're
with
like
both-
steps away from the spiked mallet, and David goes, I don't keep milk at home. What am I thinking? We need to get to
Would Rashid have milk?
the salty dog might.
Oh, well, let's go to the Salty Down.
Right. I think we might need to take a break after that. There's something that I can try and
We
stave
just-
off the effects.
I just want to move quickly.
Do you want me to carry you, David?
Please.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
As your footsteps crunch through the street, even as he says he's fine, you see he wobbles a bit as he walks.
He will still take the arms of the two people if they'll allow him. I imagine at this point you guys are taking advantage of that to
Yeah,
steady
she
him.
is. She is holding you up.
But to him it doesn't feel like that.
Right.
He's the one walking them down the
Of
street.
course, naturally.
So we make our way to the salty dog.
All right, as you walk down the streets toward the Salty Dog, you see a few people that know. They wave, "Hi there, David!" And you see his head kind of lifts, but just a nod, barely responsive, as he stares ahead.
Me little wave back for him of like, hello, yes, pleasure seeing you. The wonderful weather. Just keep
It's
going.
actively snowing.
Yeah.
Wonderful weather.
It's not good.
Look,
Crunch,
I didn't say
crunch.
it'd be good
The
response.
masses
She
are
will
huddled and
respond
freezing
back.
around the brown. Just
Wonderful weather we're having.
beautiful day.
We needed it, right? That's what you say about weather.
We needed this.
We needed this.
All right. We head on in.
Okay.
Salty dog.
As you head toward the Salty Dog, when you walk inside, there is the musty smell of ale and the clear sound of laughter and joy. There are many patrons in here enjoying their libations on a cool winter day and warming themselves with what is imbibed. There's a lute being played over in one corner, along with laughter and commotion of many local townsfolk and adventurers that are all milling about, clanking wooden glasses and celebrating. Lana, the barmaid, sits there. She sees
What a great name.
Daisy Bell first as she looks up and her eyes kind of lock on her, and she immediately goes underneath and starts pulling out her honeysuckle tea and preparing it.
What can I say?
There's a low fire roiling on the hearth that takes the chill off the air, and you cannot help, even David in his condition, but feel just a sense of comfort stepping into the Salty Dog. You see behind the bar that jovial older man standing, Drake. He laughs as he's exchanging with patrons. He's telling some sort of a story as they come walking in, and when the door opens, he turns his head over, looks at you, and says,
Ah, David. Welcome. Come on in.
Oh no! David is going
Back
to
at
head
it again.
to an empty edge of the bar and knock on it, waiting for Drake to come down, obviously wanting to have a bit of a private moment with him.
A little parlay.
he beckons you over to the side, Drake, and as he does so, you see that his eyes are hollowed and sunken. His skin looks pale and sallow. There's a sagging to his face, and he walks unsteadily. You notice you get closer, his hands are trembling, and there's a scent like souring milk.
It's a bad thing
guy
I'm about to ask
stinks.
for that.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
And so he'll sit there waiting for you to show up.
David, are you okay? You don't look very well.
I could
Can I
use
get you something to drink?
I could use a glass of milk, actually.
Ah, of course. He reaches under the counter and fills up a glass.
And David has never once asked for alcohol at this bar, and if he
Right.
has, Drake knows that he just pours it out instead of drinking it.
Right.
He looks over to Mila, kind of shaking. I'm not doing too good. This will be very helpful. And he very obviously takes out a jar, pops it, and pours it into the milk, and stirs it with his finger. And then, like medicine, downs it in one go. And then I imagine he just stays a little quiet for a second, waiting for the effects to take place.
We
Are you okay? Like, what's going on?
we have found ourselves, and she's gonna kind of glance around, make sure no one's like listening too closely.
In a bit of trouble.
Yes. David has been poisoned, and we are working on procuring an anti-venom for it. However, they will only give it to us if we have a certain amount of money. And we have been... Everyone has been so kind.
Fauna gave me some medicine and she told me to mix it with milk. I knew you kept some. I just needed a place to sit. And you have the best seats in town.
Well, my seats are always open to you, David.
David will grab Drake's hand and pull him like across the bar a little bit close, and he'll pull his body over to give some cover. And David will just slightly pull the glove off to show him the spot on his hand. The glove's still covering the fingers, and then he'll quickly pull it back over. Hi.
That doesn't look good. How did you get that?
Some sort of nether bottom or something.
It's snake venom.
Scale.
No nether scale. I just cannot get that right.
I can't imagine. Drake's not an idiot. There's only one hole in his hand, not two.
Yeah.
Snake bite.
Snake bite.
Telling
I've
you,
been around a lot of animals. I've never seen snakes with one tooth.
telling you any more, Drake, may put you in danger. That's the last thing we want.
You are a good patron to the people of this town, and the last thing I want is to see this bar burn down. And I don't know these people. I don't know their motivations past getting money out of us.
I've been in plenty of scrapes. You know, they burned down my bar. Whatever. I'll build a new one.
And I'll be right there hammering nails with you. But I'd rather avoid it if we could. Listen. We've mentioned money a few times, and I've honestly been surprised by the generosity of those around me.
Everyone's been so kind.
I'm not here to ask for that of you. I guess I have ulterior motives coming to your bar. We're headed north soon. Farther than I've ever been. I'm certain you know of Kemi and Avignon. Big cities.
Yes, they're very well off.
We'll be taking a merchant's wagon, maybe a few. I would like to take as much ale as you're willing to sell. Anything, wine, whatever you have that you want to make profit off of. And I will make as much money as I can.
I don't know. I don't know if I can spare anything. I've made a deal with my wife. I lent some things to people in the past, and I got ripped off. I know I trust you, but
As he's
I don't know if I can lend anything. You know, Cass, she gets kind of.
I do.
as he says this, his eyes dart about as though he's afraid she might even be listening to this.
David will look over into the corner and see her standing there. And look at Rashid. Or not Rashid, sorry, look at Drake. Yes, perhaps be a bit cautious.
Roll d20, please.
5.
And what is your diplomacy?
My diplomacy is plus.
Enhanced diplomacy?
Yeah, I mean, you're there to help him. That's fine.
Well, can I use 5 pluses to get advantage on this roll?
Sure.
Doesn't matter, I rolled the same dang thing.
He burned 5 plus 1s.
So a total of 17?
17. All right.
Pretty dang good still.
I mean, I'm a face.
That's kinda your whole thing, yeah.
I'm here for this.
Drake's eyes cut across the tavern. He looks over at his wife. He looks at Lana.
David is not looking at where she actually is,
And
just by the way.
He looks back at you and says,
Listen, David, my wife can know nothing of this. I have a secret stash, but it's outside of town. It'll take me a day. I can get it for you, but she can't know about this.
And David's looking over as she walks behind the bar behind him. In his vision,
Yeah,
I can't
right.
imagine they see
Right.
this. He's obviously hallucinating something. You can see his eyes. Drake, you see David's eyes pass behind you, unknowingly, like he's looking at her. And then he kind of shakes his head. Yes, we have a couple of days.
Okay. I can get you. Yeah, I can get you some. I'll go out and I'll come back tomorrow. I can get you about 330 gold pieces.
No,
worth of ale that you can
Drake.
sell.
That's so much.
You stop it. I wanted to sell your beer. How am I going to sell 340 gold worth of beer?
Oh, we got this. Drake, you are such a sweetie. Thank you.
Take your time to get that.
Well, not
Lana.
too much time.
Not too much. And prepare prepare a wagon for us to take if you can. Whatever you want to sell.
Ah, of course. Yes. I know people. I can get a wagon. No problems.
Drake, I know we have had little interaction over the time that I've been in town, but this is... Thank you so much. Your kindness, and I don't even know what to say. Thank you. And if there's anything ever that we can do, please just let it be known, and it will be done.
You don't know me anything. Any friend of David is a friend of mine.
You stop that. Your seats, when they need repolstering, you come to me, and you pay nothing. Ever. They're the best seats in town, and I will keep them that way.
Sounds like a deal.
As he says this, he kind of leans back, noticing the eyes of his wife. You see she looks over and she's got kind of a squint, like she can tell there's something going on, and she begins to slowly sort of make her way toward the bar.
By the way, Drake, have there been any letters to come in by chance?
Great question.
He looks at what? He looks at you and he shakes his head.
All right. Thank you.
Where is he?
I don't know.
David will look through the window behind Drake and see a red-robed figure pass through the window. And you see a fear well up in him. Yes, we should leave. Your wife is coming. We'll keep your secret. Can we go?
Yes. Thank you, Drake.
Did I get my tea?
Yes.
To-go cup. Little cup.
Lana smiles at you. She hands you a wooden cup and she's, just bring it back.
You know I will. I need my refill.
Little walking break.
As you make your way out of the Salty Dog, it's getting later in the afternoon. Each of these interactions taking longer than what we're describing here at the table. And what are the two of you doing as you leave the Woven Fates?
Well, as we leave the Woven Fates, I'll take a look at the large amount of coinage that we are now carrying. And I'll say, I think we need to make another detour to perhaps a money changer. And also, we should step into that alley over there. We need to have a talk.
I think Dahlia catches your eye, and you would notice an immediate change of steely resolve with you talking seriously to her, and she follows you without saying anything.
Yeah, I guess this would also be, Ram, even in lethal danger, has been pretty cavalier, but he seems very serious about this right now.
No.
So, I assume we've moved over into a nearby alley.
I put the thing of coins down with a heavy thud, and I put the painting down.
Tell me truly, is David Click?
Why do you want to know that information?
The man saved my life.
He did.
I've sworn to help him. For the next couple of days at least. I don't intend to go back on my word. I suppose I'm just curious about it. It's an interesting question, you see, to me. Why would he do that? How does he do it? These are things I like to have answered.
You've heard about curiosity and old adages with it, right?
Yes, but as you can see, I'm living proof that death is not always the end of that story.
And I think Dahlia kind of pins you up in the alleyway, an arm above you, and lowers her mouth right to your ear. She goes, "You survived death. That's wonderful. If you use any information that you've gleaned from anything you've heard to hurt that man, you won't be dead first. You'll suffer.
You're having a little hard time breathing.
Can you roll an intimidation check for me?
I got chills.
By the way, she's remarkably strong.
Yeah, she's a lot stronger than me.
And I think like, yeah, you would notice.
I feel like this can't go wrong because I literally saw you take a fight that I would have been dead in within 6 seconds yesterday.
I'm just gonna. No.
I'm just
do I wanna
curious
use
how well it
pluses?
went.
Come on.
I mean,
We're gonna pause it.
if John would allow it, I
Yeah.
could say you could just roll intimidation with advantage against me because you're
of
kind of
course.
horrifying.
Of course,
Thank
yeah.
you.
After what you've just seen, yeah.
That's an 18 on the die plus
Yeah.
like 11.
Oh my
Yeah.
Is it time for our occasional puddle?
Is it our,
I don't want to make him pissed.
So Ram, I think, was standing in the alley basically with
Yeah.
his cane, and as you do that, you can sort of hear it rattle a little bit.
And then like the hand that was pinned there would go to your shoulder and give it a light squeeze, and then would immediately back up. And then like the demeanor of like steeliness, like winter to spring, is gone. Oh, it seems like we're clear. Good. And then would pick up the coin and the painting on her shoulder. To the money changers.
Yeah, that was Reaver talking, not Dahlia. As you go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, well, I'll just take a minute and it's just like
Fair.
just take a second.
I'll like sit at the edge of the alley, and like, I think you would notice a little bit of like, a quirk downward to the side of a mouth that's like, I don't like doing that.
Yeah, Ram's definitely gonna be standing farther away from you as we continue. Yeah, let's go then.
They're desperately dear to me.
I've no intention of harming somebody who's done me a good turn.
I didn't think you would. But things that go unsaid, go unsaid. And then we'll just kind of keep walking.
Yep.
yeah.
Ooh, Nelly.
And the answer is no. Dahlia didn't answer the question.
But also, I did not answer
yeah.
the question.
Yeah. No, I
With
think
that
Ram's
response,
arrived
I
at.
think
Dahlia's not the person to talk to about this. That's, I think, what's hit the top of his
Yeah.
list.
That.
Yeah, to the money
was-
changer we go.
Whew.
So scary, so good.
Whew.
It's fun to be bad.
You're so good at it.
I agree.
Woo.
Okay.
Or
So
we-
as you, sorry,
yeah.
were you done?
Or did you?
Oh, yeah.
I assume. Did you want to actually go to Pence for Pages?
I would love to go to the
okay,
Pence for
because I assume the
Pages.
money changer would be something we'd go
Oh,
in the
yeah.
merchant
Okay,
quarter
okay.
probably.
Oh, that's where money changes.
As you
Yeah, we'll go to
step
Pence.
back out in the alleyway and Ram adjusts
Yeah.
his shirt, and you see.
I think if you would try to distance yourself from Dahlia, she would walk closer to you.
This is going
almost
to
as
be
though nothing had
ridiculous.
happened. This is gonna be great.
They're just chasing each other around.
Yeah, we're just moving slowly back and forth across the street.
Yep. Serpentine as though we're trying to outrun an alligator or something.
As you come walking out in the street, you actually see serendipitous timing. You see Daisy Bell and Mila, and they have Click between them, almost dragging him as he's coming out of the salty dog, headed back down the street. He takes halting steps as he moves, and you see the two of them come out of an alleyway. Kind of odd. They come out together, and Ram is adjusting his clothing.
And also, he looks
Just saying,
very
that's what happened.
nervous.
Oh, Ram, it's so good to see you. Sorry.
Shackles.
David,
I think I've got a bit.
I think
Got a bit of a cold.
You notice Ram's face is flushed red.
yeah, I think, and then he stops and looks at Dahlia again.
Shackles. Dolly, what you been doing down that alleyway?
Well,
Right, okay,
and I
all right.
had-
What would you roll?
A 16.
Okay, yeah, you're pretty.
What they were doing was not romantic in
Okay,
orange.
that's all I need.
Wow.
Because it looked
Yeah.
a bit.
I mean, it depends on what she's into.
Yeah.
You know?
It depends on what all parties involved are into.
Yeah.
David will look at the both of you. How serendipitous.
Good luck.
We have retrieved an immense amount of money.
I pat the jangle,
Yes,
jangle.
we-
Well, it looks like you guys did a great got yourselves quite the bundle.
We haven't actually gone to the merchant's quarter yet. We,
we haven't
took a
wood?
detour first.
I don't believe I have enough on me right now, and I am feeling not very
He's
good.
not
I think
doing
we need to
well.
get back to the house. I don't. Do we have an hour? What time is it right
Yeah,
now?
you've probably got an hour before dusk.
We might
And
want
that's
to
where we
head
need to go.
towards the river.
You all go back home, store this. I pass them the painting and the bag.
If you give me an
Dolly,
hour,
And then I kind of like,
I can't take much more.
I wince and I go, I need to have one last conversation. And I look down the street to the Pence for Pages.
Can that happen tomorrow?
Sure. Do we have enough now?
Yes.
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 Okay.
And I
Dolph,
need you to come with me.
Yes. I'll be there.
are we really going to trust to give this man
we're gonna
all
see
this
if
money? Do you know how much I trust him?
Sorry,
What else
Ram,
are we
I
going
don't
to
feel very
do?
good. Perhaps you should go rest for the night.
I should go rest for the night?
Yes, we'll meet you in the morning. We've done our job, retrieved our money.
Good night, Shackles.
Yes, David, I suppose I'll see you tomorrow.
This is
And he'll walk off.
As you go, I give you a pat on the back. And it feels genuine.
No.
You might not accept it as genuine.
Unless
it's there.
unless you try specifically to catch me, he does not want to get in arm's reach of you.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Then
Thank you for your help. Miss Mila calls out.
Of course. Mila, yes. And that was, I don't know, that was more genuine, I think.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
As we're walking away, I don't think we have to wait until Ram gets out of eyesight because David nearly passes out into
Yep.
your
Yep.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Catch you.
We need to go now.
Okay.
There's nothing that can be done. We need to get there. The antidote.
Do you need different
Thomas.
clothes?
Check your phone.
No, don't text me bad
So he leans.
text me bad things.
He leans into Dahlia, and there's sweat pouring down his face. His whole body is trembling.
Dahlia, I really want to try to get upstairs. We need to, when we get in there.
You don't have to come inside.
Okay, but there's a window.
Dahlia, they know you. They made the deal with you.
Yes.
Go inside with the money.
Okay.
Well, she can't
Not
go
by
alone.
herself.
Are you crazy, David?
Go.
He's not thinking clearly. We'll go.
You also need to be there to get the antidote.
Yeah.
Bring it out.
No,
I don't have time.
no, I think you should come in with.
We're going, and David is walking
Well, we'll carry you.
with yeah.
Carry you.
Staggering.
Yeah.
Scoop him.
I think I think I would ask Mila if I could take her cloak, and then we
Yes,
just kind of throw it
absolutely.
over you. And just
Prep work.
yeah, I'm just like, is it click? Is this click now?
That's okay. It's not bad.
Pull the Cameron.
Just move it a little bit.
My ears aren't helping.
Yeah. Perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, it's good enough.
It's okay. Give me that.
Would he like, as far as we can tell? I mean, obviously, you've seen him flip clothes out before.
Yes.
Could we do that as we walk? I wouldn't know that, but
David's not helping.
yeah.
I think Mila starts to hum the Belby's ball.
Okay.
The question is, would you know that that's?
Let's hear it.
You told her.
Oh, I did tell her.
Let's hear it.
I'm trying to remember it.
I'm not gonna show you the notes.
I don't know the words, but
You
I
don't have to know the words. If you try that, we'll see.
I'm freaking out now. My brain. No, please.
I mean, that's Mila in this moment. I
Yeah.
imagine. It's been a long time since she's heard that song. I think 7 years, actually.
Belby's ball. I don't think she has it.
We just keep walking. I'm cloaked, but we keep walking.
Okay. All right. Then as you.
Yep, she's getting it.
I did it.
Okay.
She's found the beat, but
Belby's ball.
David is droning in and out of awareness, I imagine.
Yes, he is. He is really struggling. He is on the edge. As you make your way. Soon you're in the dock quarter. He's haltingly moving along.
I take it out.
Ramshackle, do you head back, or I mean, you can follow them if you want. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
I'm not following them.
Okay.
I think I am returning to
Okay.
my
Mad at me?
office.
Do you hate me now?
Okay.
You're scary.
Legally, you have to tell me. I would take the pocket square out and just kind of affix it around your face. In this kind of moment, I think Dahlia thinks back to like, I think maybe their moment in with Glottimus for the first time when Click had to talk with him, and he was so scared and so small, and he seemed impossibly confident at every moment before that. And then here, this person who she's seen end fights with walking into a room, just falling apart. And I think, fixes that kind of tightly with comfort.
Thank you.
It takes you the better part of the full hour. He lapses in and out of consciousness as you're walking. The last rays of the sun begin to fall down the horizon. Still the snowfall light. Occasionally the flakes will hit his face and he'll come alert a bit. And you're now just around the corner from the Viper's Nest. You can smell the pungent odors of the Unkwood River nearby. People are looking at you oddly as you're carrying this man. Looks like he's drunk, covered by the cloak.
Mila glares at anyone that's looking too long. And she's gonna divide the money, get 801 pouch,
Okay.
and have the rest separate.
Okay. You get 800 in one pouch of coins. And as you stack it, you round the corner, and of course, you've been here now just recently, the cobbled streets of the docks, but it's not the scent of the river that arrests your attention. It's the spectacle that's unfolding before the Viper's Nest. On the snow-dusted docks outside, there are more than 40 figures, swathed in cloaks and scarves, assembled in the soft glow of lanterns that sway with the winter's breeze and the lapping of the river. There's a soft murmur of expectant whispers going through the crowd, rising and falling with the low hush of the icy river. The Viper's Nest broods, silhouetted against the moonlit sky. Occasionally, snowflakes aimlessly pirouette down from the sky, falling on the ground. The evening air is crisp, laced with the scent of the river, the smoky aroma of nearby hearths, and the faint tang of ale and narcotics escaping the Viper's Nest. What do you do?
There's 40 people outside of it.
I mean, you're not counting them, but it looks like it's 3 to 4 dozen people.
Do I recognize any of the people that were in the tavern previously? Do they look like they go there to get...
You're still a good ways away. You've just rounded the corner, but they're a good 150 yards out, and it's dark. The visibility.
I can sneak to go take a better look.
Can I even look to see just a silhouette of Throg?
As you look, you don't see anything as large or as wide as Throg.
Okay.
Do you want me to sneak and go take a closer look?
We should stick together right now. I don't know what this is.
But if we get close enough, they might just pummel us.
Maybe. But then it would be one less person.
I think we need to stick together.
You can walk past.
We're gonna just walk past, like, 40 people
Going to get close and see why they're
in this
gathering.
town. Have you seen things lately?
I think I, make sure that you have the money, and I look at you and I say, walk in the back, you two in the middle, I'll be in front. And just kind of again, that steely resolve sort of returns, and she just walks ahead.
You press through the snow, your footsteps crunching, and as you get closer, the warm hail of lanterns casts an intimate glow or the assembly of people. And the first thing you note is you do see very familiar faces standing at the back. You see Drake and Rashid and Aihrde and Fauna all standing bundled up. And in front of them, you see many faces, some wrinkled by time, some hardened by work, some softened by hope. As David, getting closer now, his eyes prop open, and as he lifts his head, he looks out over an assembly of people that tell a story. They tell David's story. There's a local fisherman, his arms gnarled, wrestling with Unkwood's surly currents. He nods with respectful acknowledgement. An elderly seamstress from down the lane, her eyes dim, shining with unshed tears. She offers a soft and toothless smile toward him. There's a group of scuffy children, their grubby faces lit with anticipation. All of them press front. The crowd, even seeing David cloaked and slumped, it's clear they've been told he's in trouble. As the party steps into the ring of lantern light, David's figure wobbling in the faint glow, you can almost feel the shiver run through the crowd.
Do they look like they are in trouble?
I would also like to see that.
It looks like for most of them, the most trouble that they would be in would be that they're shedding tears. There is a range of emotion on the faces, some with that stern resolve, others with open anticipation, some weeping. But as you look at them, you see a girl, maybe 12 winters. She steps forward haltingly. She brushes a strand of dirty blonde hair from her face and self-consciously rubs at her homespun brown dress. And she walks up in front of you.
Hello, David. Do you remember me?
And as she says this, she doesn't give you time to answer. You do, but she keeps speaking as though she's afraid that if you didn't, that tacit rejection would be too much for her to take.
I am my cat, Purry. When he fell in the sewer, you went down and you got him for me, even though he smelled really bad. And when I got back home, my mommy said you was a unicorn, and I didn't know what I said. Mommy, he's not a horse and he's got no horn. And Mommy said you was a good man. I didn't understand what that meant.
And she kind of looks down for a second.
Anyway, thanks. My mommy gave this to give to you. She couldn't come on account of her legs and all. It's just not been good for her lately.
And she puts a pouch. It looks like there's maybe 2 or 3 coins in a cloth pouch that's partially torn. And she drops them, and then she moves like she's about to hug you.
He pulls her in.
You grab her, you pull her back towards
It's
you.
not a strong hug.
I was gonna say, I
helping
think
him
like
hug her.
Yeah, we're kind of
I'm
holding
his
him up
arms.
so he can just kind of like lean down.
As you do this, you see another man emerges from the crowd. You instantly recognize Jed, a spindly boy. He's got a smattering of freckles and unruly chestnut hair. As he comes walking up to you, his patched tunic hangs off his thin frame, but he holds up.
You remember Farms with Apples, right, David? Ooh, when I nicked him, he got awful mad. But it was you, wasn't it? It was you what said you asked me to fetch him for you. I ain't forgot that. I've got a job now, David. I help load in the docks, and well, I'll make pretty good money. And I don't know what kind of trouble we're in, but
when I was in me trouble, I knew I could ask for help. He puts a small sack in your hands. There's a murmur in the crowd as more and more people. You see Lyra, a young woman with hair the color of corn silk and clear blue eyes. She's wrapped in a cloak tied around her slender frame. Oh, that is
Disregard.
Okay, my eyes needed a break.
yeah.
I agree.
She holds a small child in her arms, and she says,
When my parents,
she looks at you.
what this man did for me, they threw me out of my house because of her, and David made sure I had a place to stay, a proper meal, and I'm doing all right now, I am, and I haven't got much, but what I have, it's for you, David. It's the least I can do.
And she throws a sack at your feet. One by one, a robust, bustling woman you recognize, Bess, the baker, face flushed, flour dusting her apron. Remind you of when her child had been lost in the warrens of the docks, and you had found him and brought him back. And she drops a sack, and tears falling down her face. You see, next comes a heavy-set man with broad shoulders and a scar that trails from his forehead to his chin. His hands are calloused from brawls. Remember when you saved me from that fight, David? He was kicking the living crap out of me, they was. You went shouting and got the guard for me. I'm a proper bouncer now. I make good calling, David. And I still get into my scraps. I'll get paid for it. And he hands you a sack of coin. And then you see another man step forward. He walks over to you. He's got strong, muscular arms. And he says, David, you believed in me when no one else did. And you helped me. And now I'm apprenticing as a smith in the merchant quarter. I've made good coin. One by one by one, they come forward telling their stories. Last, a man, considerable bulk, steps forward. He's got bare arms, a tapestry of faded tattoos. His eyes meet David's, a face of raw emotion gleaming in his depths. You remember Gorath. I was nothing more than a pickpocket, a pest. People spat on me. When I was caught, you spoke up for me. I'm a proper man now. I guard, and I've got a good master. He pays me well. And he drops another sack at your feet. As Rashid and Aihrde, as Drake and Fauna watch, you see Dink and Donk standing by, and they're both leaning up against the pylons on the dock. They've got a smirk on their faces, a little bit of a jaunty lilt. And the people, of Altamira, those who have felt the touch of David for 7 years, where his folklore has become part of what they tell their children and has given them hope, in a city where the powerful trod the weak underfoot, in a city where power buys wealth, where wealth buys power, and where who you know determines who lives. By the time they're done, you see piles and piles of sacks, some meager and small, some considerable. Thousands of coins sit at your feet in the snow. And they step back, and just each one of them, they look around, and with one voice, you hear all of them say, Thank you, David.
David will push off of the people holding him, drop the cloak
Oh my god.
behind him. It's pretty slick, right? And stand at a meager height of 5'2". Probably more like 5 foot right now with a little bit of a slouch. They call us low. Give it a moment, get the music back.
Let him cook.
They take advantage of what we do because they think they are better.
Nods in the crowd. Clenched fists.
People like them. And he points towards the Viper's Nest. Prey on you. We stand united.
Yes, we do!
We are not low.
We're with you, David!
We are mighty. We are great. We are the backbone of this city.
That's what I would say.
We are great. And
I think Dahlia takes him, throws him up onto her shoulder, and lifts him to
Mila's
be
spine.
kind of above. Yeah.
today, we are not low. You never will be again. You never have been.
I'm kind of short, David.
Me too.
Little girl says.
But it's us little folks. When they don't pay attention, we make the difference. You may think me something of a hero.
He is one, I says.
Stop. I am nothing without you. You are all my heroes. Thank you.
As David's tears steam in the night, fall and crystallize on the ground. When he says they're heroes, you see many, their chests swell with pride. There's a little bit more height to their stature. And the moon glows down on the free city of Altamira with a light of hope that has not been seen here in some time. And with that, we end tonight's session of Tears of Air.
Gosh, you guys.
Let's go!
You just wrecked us.
Let's go! Bravo!
Paint shop.
Bravo!
Lee,
Bravo! Thank you so
Amanda.
much,
Wow.
guys, for joining us.
Gosh.
We are over time. We have a giveaway to do. We got to move this quickly, or Rory is going to have my hide. If you would hand me, there's a deck of
He can
cards
have
right
mine
behind
too
you
if
there.
he needs it.
Yeah.
Mine too. That's oh my gosh.
Okay, all right.
All of our hides.
Collectively.
Rory, you know we love you. You don't have to worry
all right,
about that.
so quickly, the keyword
Wow.
Tears.
in the chat will be, all right, we'll do tears, yeah, because it's Tears of Aihrde. And
Oh, what? Hashtag tears?
yeah, it's going to be hashtag tears for the giveaway, hashtag tears for the giveaway. And yep, you're already popping in. This will
we
give
want
you
that.
a chance to win the flashcards here, and
Those are so good.
also the poster here. These are the Herbalist Primer postcard and poster, rather, and then the cards. These are all sealed. All the herbs you could ever need here
More
in this
herbs
pack.
than you
These
can
are
shake a
super
stick
cool.
at.
Which, by the way, is what Manda was actively using during her
Yeah.
roleplay.
Exactly. All right, so quickly, let's go around and tell us why you should be Stream MVP in 60 seconds or less. And we're going to start on this side this time. Go ahead, Dahlia.
Dahlia started off with a fun fight, lost it like a champion.
Like a champion.
with humility, with grace, she's learning. All these things and more. Had some good conversations with Theldra, Threat, and Ram. I'm so sorry, Garrett. It is nothing personal to you, Garrett, the player.
It is
To
personal.
Ram, it was
Yeah.
deeply personal.
As personal as it gets.
As personal as it possibly could be. Got a free painting. Cool.
Wild.
Fun.
Wonder
Great.
how that happened.
How could that have happened? Who knows? But yeah, that's it.
Bravo. And you will be and you, by the way, you did it. I can't say enough about all the role play today. It was absolutely off the
Off the
charts.
charts.
But
Killing me. All of you
But
guys.
yeah, just so good. All right,
think
so
I'm crying.
you will be rolling for Woden Emrys. Woden Emrys? You have Woden Emrys. All right. Why should Click be Stream MVP, David?
Click doesn't deserve it much.
Are you?
David deserves it.
David deserves everything.
deserves it. We've gotten to see Click be a hero and not heard much about how David really was. And John, you
Yo, so and so.
You also.
I have never in my life felt more honored to sit at a table and tell a story than today. To have work you put into a thing. Kai Hawkeye said it in the chat, you sow the seeds, and it's not just the story, it is all of you amazing people, and great roleplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will be rolling for Tracy. You've got Tracy today.
Honorarily, all the shopkeepers also get MVP.
Yeah, that's right. All the shopkeepers, you guys were
They all
awesome.
level up, actually. Sorry.
Why should Mila be Stream MVP?
Give it to David, please. For me, give it to him.
Give it to the people of Altamira.
Give it to the people of Altamira.
Level them up.
Just genuinely.
You
that
will
was
be
incredible.
rolling for 2000 Caesar. All right, why should Ram be Stream MVP?
Well, he didn't actually come in disguise today. He came all natural
cool.
for the first time ever.
All natural.
For having some fun discussion with Dahlia, leaving on a bit of an ominous note, perhaps.
Sorry.
We're gonna see how that relationship continues into the future, I guess. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and Garrett, you played along so well. I know, again, just by nature of what was going on, not a lot of opportunities.
Listen,
for...
I had a great time sitting here at the table. Actually being at the table for this session specifically, I think was incredible. to be actually able to be here while they're talking to the shopkeepers and everything. I just feel like it's a very
Front
different
row seat.
vibe to be actually in the room than it is to be watching it. So I'm very happy to be here, especially
All
today.
right, well, outstanding. So, Ram, you will be rolling for Manda. You got Miss Manda. All right, why should
dice
Daisy
ready.
Bell
I'm
be
so
Stream
glad we brought
MVP?
that.
Well, the stream MVP should be Daisy. Why? I'll tell you why.
Oh,
Because I did a little sneaky
You
sneak.
did, and we learned some things.
Well, Dolly
that
was
man with the
fighting,
knife?
and I made it up to the window, but yeah, they had glass, and I could not get in.
Your worst enemy.
Can't deal with that. What do I do with this?
Foiled by glass.
But I did see the green glowing guy. I don't know why I keep calling him green. I don't think he's
He's
green.
wearing a green
He's
cloak,
wearing
I
a green-
believe. Yeah.
But
Wears
he's a
green.
green
And he has
glowing
glowing
guy.
eyes.
And he was looking in the office. I don't know. Is he an ally? Is he a foe? I just don't know. And then, trying to get some stuff from Fauna.
Dangerously close to me recommending you taking a bard level
Yep.
again.
Yep.
And, just doing my thing.
All right, you will be rolling for Doppler effect.
Oh, that's
All right, let's go. All right, quickly, roll your dice. We need to get into Rory's game.
Yes.
I mean, did you mention though, like you fell, you hit the
17.
thing, you didn't fall in the water?
No, I did
All right,
not.
sorry, so 17.
17.
I almost
had a-
fell, but
I've
I
got
didn't
14.
because I'm
14.
good.
I've got a
I
16
got
for
Woden
Tracy.
and I got an at 20.
A nat 20!
Oh.
All right,
What do you
roll.
got? You're rolling 2 dice, right?
Yeah, it's two
Oh,
dice.
Two dice.
Because Garrett's a sub.
It's true. I'm here. Hi.
I rolled a 3.
Well,
Okay, and on the second
Second point, rolling at 20.
Nope.
Woden Emrys, you have one,
Hey.
sir.
Sorry, Garrett,
Make sure I
I'm
have
taking
your
more
most
from you.
Hey, no
updated
worries.
mailing information. Please put that to us in Discord. We'll make sure we get this out to you.
114.
On behalf of Blue Box, I want to say thank you so much to all of you. Thank you to our amazing shopkeeps. They messaged with me all week. They stayed on stream for the
Truly
entire
incredible.
time and did that. You guys were incredible today. Added so much to it. If you're watching the show and you haven't followed, if you're a follower and you haven't subbed, if you're a sub and your sub is expired, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Hey, come on, give us a follow, give us a sub. You have a couple of minutes. Stream MVP is going to be a quick one. The timer's going down right now.
Vote while you still
And
can.
wrote, and when we're done, we're going to kill the stream. You don't change that dial. You stay right where
turn
you
that
are.
dial.
We're not raiding. We come right back up with Fall of Red Dawn and Rory's crew.
Rory's hot on the trigger. He is
Yeah, he's ready to go.
Ready.
He's chomping at the bit. They're doing a great job. The Cirque results will be coming from all the work we've done for the last 2 weeks.
Very fun.
Cirque Fortuna. And we got a great crew. You're going to join us for that. We'll see you Tuesday night also for Sea of Dark Sun with that amazing crew. And
Thank you.
yes, and
It
there
went
it
very
is.
well.
It's clear. David is going to win Stream MVP. On behalf of the entire crew, everybody say hi. Bye, Batman.
Bye.
We love you guys.
You guys
You're
are
the best.
amazing.
Stay tuned for Fall of Red Dawn. Blue Box signing out.
Bye.